Hello, 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 hello. Thank you so much for being flexible. I know we had some switches in time because you know what? Doctor life happens. And with doctor life, sometimes things come up with patients or people, and you have to reschedule and move things around. So I'm so blessed and so excited to have Dr. Nissa as my guest today. And we were able to move things around, and we're just getting a little bit of a later start. But you know what? Best things come to those who wait. So today we're talking about the powerful impact of chiropractic and wellness. So I have something super special for you. And I can't wait to tell you all about Dr. Nissa because she is phenomenal. So let's do a couple of quick housekeeping things off the top. The first thing is if you know someone that needs us, tag them. You can also, if you know someone that needs it, you can share. Sharing is caring. And the last thing is if you're watching it later and not watching it live, don't even worry about it. I'm just happy that you came. Just put hashtag replay in the comments. Just drop that in there and let me know that you came on by. I just appreciate knowing. So guess what? We have made it through another week. Things have been a little bit extra special because we're still doing pandemic life. And I'm just glad that we're all here, we're all alive, we're all still breathing to do this quality time together. So in case you don't know who I am your host, Dr. Erica, Harvard-trained double board certified psychiatrist and integrative lifestyle coach. I am extremely passionate about helping people be better so they could do better and ultimately live better. I do that through my adult telepsychiatry practice, my books, including Fix Your Fairy Tale, A Woman's Guide to a Great Life, Love, and Legacy, and my speaking. Because you know what? My superpower is making mental health practical. And I do that so that you can have the life that you've been created for. Because who doesn't want that life? Well, I'm so excited. As I said, I have a special guest, Dr. Nissa. Now, she's a little bit modest, so she may not tell you all the things. Dr. Nissa literally does all the things. And I'm looking forward to her telling you because she has multiple businesses that do very different things. She's also this phenomenal business coach. She is a trailblazing chiropractor and does some other things in the wellness space. So I wanted to bring her on because, hey, number one, she's one of my super friends. So I know she's going to bring high value. The next thing is because chiropractic is something that a lot of people don't quite understand what it is. And she's a great person to explain it because one of the things we've been talking about is people building their healthcare teams. And it's been very obvious and important for us to manage taking care of our vessels, our bodies, so that we're in the best place to not only withstand the pandemic, but to live well during and afterwards. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up Dr. Nissa. Can you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Hi. Well, I'm Dr. Nissa. I am a board certified chiropractor. I'm also a business strategist. What I do by day is I get to help my amazing patients by helping them get to the root cause of their disease, whether it be a spinal issue, muscular issue, or nerve issue, so that they can be able to move better, live better, and feel better. By night, I put on my super cape and I help other chiropractors and entrepreneurs get to their best as a business owner, whether it be scaling their business to 6 to 7 figures or just helping them start their business without making costly mistakes. So that's what I do. I turn dreams into dividends.
Well, I'm loving the dreams into dividends thing. That is, I want dividends out of my dreams.
I know that's right.
I
I
want some
know that's right.
dividends. I mean, I feel like there should be a song. There was a song all about the Benjamins. Can there be a song all about the dividends, baby? It's all about the dividends, baby. Let me
Dreams
pull
to
it
the
in.
dividends, baby.
Let me pull it in before I just take us 100% off course. So one of the reasons we bonded is, Dr. Nissa also knows my chiropractor, and I've known mine since we were actually in school together. I was in med school at the same time that he was in chiropractic school. And I know a lot of times people, when you say chiropractor, they think you had to have been in an accident or an injury, or it's just something with your back. Can you give the people a little bit of information about what chiropractors actually do? Because I know it's so much more than just the back.
Yeah, basically, just in a nutshell, chiropractic is a licensed healthcare profession that emphasizes really on the body's ability to heal itself. Pretty much like what my statement is on the back of my wall. Treatment typically includes things like manual therapy. Case in point, most people are familiar with the spinal manipulation that we do each day with our patients. And overall, it's to take interference off of the nervous system so that your body can really do what its purpose is, whether that be skeletal, whether that be muscular, whether that be cardiovascular, whether that be psychological, so that body can able to do and perform at its optimal all by itself. So sometimes when we say that, people are like, ooh, like it's so spooky, but the body is powerful and it's able to do those things on its own as long as we tap into the right things to let it do it. So that's what we do it and do it chiropractic all day long. We turn the power on and make folks feel so much better and healthier for it.
I love that. You're turning the power on. You're turning dreams into dividends. I feel like I got all the sound bites and the quotes from Dr. Nissa. Just saying. So I know there are a lot of different options and things that people can do in healthcare. What inspired you to become a chiropractor?
Well, I tell you, it's gonna be my grandmother. Everything that I'm doing right now in some way leads back to my grandmother because she saved my life. Just growing up with her as a small individual, I got the opportunity to just see her do some really amazing things. She was really big into homeopathic care, and she just believed in natural health and healing modalities. And so we got the opportunity to go to the chiropractor as children, so which is really big. I thought that was normal. You know how we say, let's normalize this, but going to the chiropractor was normalized in my family, and I quickly learned later that that was not a normal existence for everybody. But I got to really see, healthcare in a very natural form, and that I didn't have to put, extra things into my body for my body to be strong and to function the way that it should be. And so my grandmother used to say this all the time. She used to say, our body has everything that it needs to take care of itself. Sometimes it just needs a little help. And I was just so amazed as I made that decision to become a chiropractor, that they were saying those same things that my grandmother was saying to me as a young child. And, just imagine that being like a full circle moment for me. But what what is really funny is the day that I was in my philosophy class and it was said, and I rose my hand up like this, and I was like, did y'all steal that from my grandmother? And everybody just bust out laughing because they thought it was so funny because it was a chiropractic philosophy. And my grandmother, probably because she had been such a chiropractic patient for such a long time, just something she adopted and ingrained into her family. So it was really great. So if it had not been for my grandmother just exposing me to some other things, who knows where I would be today. I always say chiropractic chooses her own, and that's how I ended up being a chiropractor.
Well, thank you, Grandma. I know there are a lot of people out there that would be thanking your grandma
Yeah.
because you have helped so many people. I know my chiropractor makes my life better, and if Dr. Nissa was closer, I'd let her lay hands on me. But we don't live in the same city. I'm in Atlanta. She is down in Macon, and I know there are so many conversations around wellness and one end of some of the things you do is chiropractic, but I know you're into some other things with wellness. What are some other interests you have in the wellness space or things that you deal with your patients other than just the direct chiropractic care?
Sure. Outside of just chiropractic, I do functional medicine with my patients. So if patients are dealing with some other issues, whether it be anything from inflammation in the body or they're having issues with high blood pressure, diabetes, I work closely with their primary care provider to make sure that we can do some more natural things that can help them before it's time for them to be monitored with medication. I also do aromatherapy in my office because I am a certified aromatherapist. I've gotten so good at it that I've started to create my own blends that I use for different issues. I'm in the process right now getting my blends FDA approved because I want my blends to say that they treat certain things so that other professionals are able to use them as a modality in their practice as well. So those are the things that I do in my office.
Well, I'm so excited because I've been blessed enough to witness some of these oils. They are not your Amazon oils.
They're not.
They are not your Amazon oils. They just aren't. So I know you keep so many balls in the air, and we talked about turning dreams into dividends. And can you tell the people out there kind of how you manage and balance all of the things while telling them a little tidbit that you do some other things too?
Yeah.
How you balance all of it and aren't locked away somewhere in some psych hospital.
That is too funny. Well, I think it's just my drive. I have just this huge drive and ambition to just succeed. And I know that when I was a little girl, I told my family, I said, "You're going to be reading about me in the encyclopedia." So, that I kind of aged myself when I said that because,
But
you
I
don't
love
see too many.
it. You're going to be in the encyclopedia. Woo-woo.
Right. So I'm like, I'm gonna be in the encyclopedia, because that's when when I would read the encyclopedia, I would see all of these wonderful people that had did these wonderful things and made all these wonderful contributions to the world. And I said, that's going to be me one day. I'm going to be in the encyclopedia. Well, who knew that the encyclopedia was going to turn into Google? Because that's what it is right now, Wikipedia and such. And so, it sounds good when I say, oh, go Google me. But it was that ambition and that drive to make sure that I impacted the world. That was, again, it goes back to my grandmother. We are here for a reason. Our existence here on this planet needs to be fulfilled, and so people need to know that we were here and we just didn't merely just sit on the porch and just rot away. That's something she would say all the time. So I knew that I wanted to have an impact on this world.
Well, I love it because it sounds like one of the things that keeps you moving is a lot of this is
Hmm.
purpose driven. That
Right.
your purpose is to change the world and make people's lives better, so
Right.
that fuels you to literally do all of the things.
Right. Right. It does. So, outside of the office, I mean, I have a women's clothing boutique that I have. It does Divine Nine. I'm an authorized vendor for Divine Nine sorority and fraternities paraphernalia. And then also with the coaching business that we have, I'm able to impart impart into others, my expertise as a businesswoman, so that they can have successful 6 to 7 figure businesses. And then also, I'm so passionate about the political process, and I was so passionate about the political process that I decided to put my name in the hat to serve as a commissioner here in my city. So, yeah, I got a lot going on, but every piece is very intricately woven to create the person that I am right now. I think that if I wasn't doing all the things that I was doing, I probably would sit there and feel so unfulfilled with my life. So I'm able to really help a whole lot of people by doing the different things that I have going on.
Well, and that's one of the reasons I'm blessed to know people like you, that you never want to be the whack friend or the whack colleague. Um, Even though technically we're not supposed to be comparing ourselves to each other. And people out there, I need to let you know, I don't compare myself to Dr. Nissa because I would feel totally inadequate and
No.
would be laying on the couch crying, eating Haagen Dazs, watching Star Wars. So I don't. Uh, just keeping it real, keeping it totally real. But the one thing I want to bring out is, as you hear Dr. Nissa talking about all these things, is number one is that even though she does a million things, and I will literally say it feels like it's a million, but she has a reason she does each one. So one thing that Dr. Nissa is really good at is discernment. So even though she's doing all the things and has all of these businesses, because we didn't even talk about the one that does like tablecloths and
Yeah,
decorations and stuff.
and
Is
balloon
yes,
designs.
yes, but it's each thing that she does, there's a reason she does it. So it's not a situation where she's randomly doing all the things. And it's not like the movie Up and the Little Dog that's like squirrel. So it's not like,
Right.
oh, there's a McDonald's franchise for sale. Squirrel. Oh, you you want me to do nail it? There's a purpose and there's a reason, because one of the things I think that's important to keep in mind is if you don't have discernment and you're literally just doing all the things, you're going to be more prone to burnout because
Right.
you're not going to be loving what you're doing.
Right.
So by loving what you're doing or feeling like there's a purpose, it's easier to feel that there's still some energy
Right.
going with it. Otherwise it's just very difficult. Like I can't imagine doing it if you didn't have passion for it.
Right, right. And you have to have lots of help. And I would tell you, the business as it relates to the one with the balloons and all that stuff. My mother is primary with that one, and so she does all of that now. And so if you didn't have like really good people that was working with you and that was in the trenches with you, like I like to say it, it will all be impossible. So you have to have a good team and good bright people that are energetic and just as excited about what you're doing as you are. So I can't take all of the glory by myself. That the pink confetti, that all glory goes to my dear beautiful mother Sandra Bryant. So
Mhm.
she's the whiz kid behind that. I just sometimes I go in and I just do a few tweaks and and then that's when the magic happens. So yeah, you got to have good folks, and so you no man is an island. I have to tell myself that all the time, and I teach that to those that I work with. You got to have help. You can't do this thing by yourself. The journey is not a solo journey.
Oh, I love it because it's so important to be able to ask for help and to be able to delegate. There are
Right.
only so many hours in the day.
Right, right. And
You
I'll
know,
tell you, Dr. Erica, I have learned one of those lessons since being really good friends with you. I mean, you have helped me in that area, just letting go, learning how to let go, because you do feel like you're the only one that's the best to do what you're doing, but you have to trust people and empower them to
yeah.
take on your vision and move forward with it.
Yeah, it's hard to do it all on your own,
Hmm.
especially in a pandemic.
Right.
So we've reached the wonderful time for speed round questions. Are you
Mhm.
ready?
Right.
Are you ready?
Already.
I'm so excited. So first speed question: what is the best lesson that you learned from your mom?
Oh, my mom, that you can definitely grow old gracefully. You can look great, do great, and be energetic no matter what age you are. She is fabulous. When I look at my mother and I see all the things that has happened to her in her life and how many things that she has accomplished, I am so proud to be her firstborn daughter. I say every day, honey, if I could look half as marvelous as my mother when I get her age, I have done a good job because she looks amazing and I love her for it. So she has shown me how to look great and be graceful no matter what age I am. I love her.
Oh, I love it. And the little secret is right before we started recording, Mama came in and did a cameo. So Too bad we don't have outtakes. You could have seen Mama, but she didn't lie. Her mother is utterly fabulous. So the next one is, what's one piece of advice you would give to your younger self?
Okay, so it just depends on what age I am.
Just pick
If
one.
if it was a younger self when I was in chiropractic school, I would have told my younger self to invest in real estate so that I would have started to get disposable income very, very early. If it was me when I was a smaller child, I would have told myself to take more risk. I'm such a risky adult, but as a child, I wasn't. And I just would have been a little
Mhm.
bit more free to just experiment more and more than what I did.
Oh, I love that. I love the idea of feeling more free. And I will admit, I've historically been risk averse. The crazy thing is, I'll work almost anywhere and go random places, but overall, I'm relatively risk averse.
Right.
So the next thing is, what's one of your favorite gifts to yourself?
Oh, favorite gifts to myself, candles.
I
They're
can
my
believe it.
favorite. Oh, if anybody ever wants to get me a gift, a candle will just make me light up. I love them. I have so many, and I love them so much that I'm creating my own line of candles. I love candles. They're great.
I just love how much enthusiasm. I love candles too. I'm actually on a candle moratorium right now because I had so many candles, and one of the things that I've been trying to do recently is to declutter. Well,
Hmm.
I can't burn a million candles, so I was like, I have to use the candles I have
Right.
before I start buying more candles. Just trying to act like I have some type of self restraint, but I love it. So let's work with me here. This one, think of it hypothetically. Hypothetically, you have a day off, like whole day off.
Hmm.
What are you looking forward to doing?
I'm going to the day spa. I'm going to get all the services I could pack into that 24 hours a day, uh, whether it be hydrotherapy, salt therapy, massages, facials, body treatments, scrubs, head to toe. I'm going to the spa. That is my favorite things. And I think that's why I love like candles and stuff because I'm trying to
Mhm.
recreate this whole atmosphere, this light therapy, this illumination that you feel
Yeah,
when you're in the spa. So I love that.
I miss the spa.
Me too. I
That's
can't
one of
wait
the
till it's
things I
done.
miss from COVID.
Yes. When COVID's over, it's on.
I'm gonna be in someone's Roman bath when it's safe.
Me too.
When it's safe.
Me too. Me
Clothing
too.
optional. I
That's
want to be
right.
in a Roman bath.
Right.
Let me pull this back in. So the next one is, what's one thing you do if someone disrespects you or underestimates you?
I win. I That's the best way I can say I win. When somebody tells me I can't, I can. When
Mhm.
somebody says, "Oh, don't do this," I'm going to do it. And I'm not going to be malicious when I win. I'm just going to win and they just got to see it, and that's just it. So
All I can think of is that song. All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
it used to be my anthem. it used to be my, it
I
used to
mean,
be
that
my
that song
anthem.
is a really good hype song, though. I
It
mean, it's a
is.
really good hype song.
It went from Rick Ross, I'm a hustler, to every day I'm hustling, to that all I do is win. Those are my
Yes,
two songs.
I love all of those, all of those. Um, and now we're at the last speed round question, which is, what is your superpower? I'm curious to think of if you're going to say one that I would have picked.
My superpower. Oh my God. Um, I think I'm just funny. I think that everything that I do is just so gregarious. It's so funny. It's like I'm trying to make people feel good and happy and just say, yes, here I am. Let's have fun. You know what I mean? And I do that in everything. It doesn't matter if I'm in my office or I'm working in the community, whatever it is, it needs to be fun. There, even in my coaching program,
Mhm.
when I'm with my folks, it's not stuffy at all. We're having a good time because we have to spend a lot of time with each other. So it's like, why not make it fun? Like, people want to be there and want to be a part of what you got going on. So yeah, we're having a good time. I am the fun girl.
I love it. I mean, I feel like I went from every day I'm hustling to um all I do is win to cause I'm happy. Like, full disclosure to all the people out there in virtual land, my mind works kind of like Ally McBeal. So there's a song for everything. I have full soundtracks in my
Yes,
head all the time. All of the time. So
yes, I love it.
that's just my disclosure. So as we start wrapping up, do you have any final thoughts or takeaways you want to give to the people?
Um, you know what? If it's about chiropractic, I want people to really understand that we are really for real healthcare providers. We're not fake doctors. We had to go through the same strenuous education as any other physician had to go through, and we just kind of look at things differently. And sometimes it's good to look at things differently, especially when you're dealing with healthcare. It's not a straight path to wellness as most people think. Sometimes you may have to take a detour and do something a little different to get to that end of the road. So I just want people to open up their minds and kind of just really take an opportunity to really understand what we do each day and how we actually partner with other healthcare providers to make sure that you have a well-roundedness in your healthcare. I'm really big on making sure that your spiritual side is together, emotional side, mental side, physical side, your occupational side, all of those things that really make us a whole person are complementary to each other so that we can definitely have a fulfilled life. So I really want people to understand that my role in that whole paradigm of wellness is to make sure that you have mobility, because if you're not moving and your body's not expressing itself the way it is, it doesn't matter. You got to have it all. So it's one of those areas that you really have to have it all. You're not a whole person if you're built and all buff and your mentals aren't there. And then you're not a whole person if you got it mentally clarity and you're sick. So you got to have everything the way that it should be. So I always say that, when you're choosing chiropractic for your needs, you have to have someone that is going to definitely give you this perception that exceeds your expectations. And I believe that I do that each day in my office as a chiropractor.
You inspired me. You kept talking about movement. And for some reason, I'm feeling silly. All I could think of was like, you got to be able to move.
Don't take me there, Erica, because I be doing like this. Hey.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for y'all that couldn't see. I was doing the wave. I was making it happen. I was doing the wave. And Dr. Nissa has brought back all of the 90s dances.
Well, because that's
Right
how
for
I am in my office, Erica. I say, don't you want your neck to be able to do this? Hey.
You ain't right. I'll add this picture now. People in your office will be like,
Right. So I said, when I adjust you, you're gonna be able to do that. And then they walk out the office. I'm like, hey, look, I need so I can do it.
who knew? Who knew? But I think you brought out some huge points, which is sometimes your healthcare team needs to be a team that is a variety of people that all work together to get your wellness. Just as I help people with mental health, is that there are numerous people that can get you different places with your body. Because like my chiropractor even does like light balancing, chakra
Mm-hmm.
balancing, all of the things. But it's always nice to be open to different modalities because you may
Mm-hmm.
find something that is really helpful that you may not have known had you not gone to someone else. It's not necessarily a substitution. You still need your primary care provider
do.
and those kinds of things. And when you have skilled people like Dr. Nissa, the one thing is, you want to, with any healthcare provider, you want to look at their qualifications and their credentials, because I think some of my fear before I knew chiropractors was that somebody might jack me up. And I think the thing is if you have a good chiropractor, one of the things to me that shows a good chiropractor is they know when someone needs an orthopedic surgeon or a neurosurgeon
Right.
or a neurologist. That they know when it's appropriate to refer, and they won't start doing things and it's way out of their wheelhouse. So,
That's right.
as with any healthcare provider, you want to make sure that the person is actually qualified to do
Right.
what they do, and to be able to ask questions. And that's one of the things I love about Dr. Nissa, is that she's really, I feel like if you were her patient, she would be able to explain everything she's doing for you.
Right.
So can you let the people know where to find Dr. Nissa?
Yes. Okay. So I have a site. It's called Ask Dr. Nisa DC. It can point you to all of the many facets of the things that I do, whether if you need a strategy session with me, if you're interested in my coaching, or whether or not you need to want to hook up with me to do telemedicine, or if you want to come to my office, anything about all the things that I got going on, you can go to Ask Dr. Nisa, click on the one that best fits your interest with me, and I will definitely get to connecting with you and seeing how we can help take care of you, whether it's business or whether it's chiropractically. I am here for you. As I like to say, I'm your girl.
Oh, that's adorable. Can you be my girl?
I got sunshine on a cloudy day.
Well, thank you so much. I love that we're ending the show on song. Thank you so much, Dr. Nissa, for taking time out of your busy schedule to spend quality time with me and my peeps. So I have to first just say thank you so much, and thanks for being such a light. We didn't get a chance to talk about the impact that you have on the community, as well as being a chiropractor and a business owner. But
No
um,
problem. Bring me
but
back.
but I want to say thank you to that too, because we're in a time where the community needs anything that can make the community better is very, very important. So I just wanted to make sure I acknowledge that
No, thank you.
before we hopped off. I want to wrap up with just a couple of quick final thoughts of my own. The first is that one of the things I try to do is I try to spotlight people that do different things, because sometimes we don't think about different things that we could do to help our bodies and to help our minds and help our spirits until we hear something else. So I find it important to expose people to different things to figure out what may get you where you need to be. Because the one thing that hurts my heart is for people to be stuck, or for their body to not be working for them or with them, and there's somebody that could have actually helped them. Because seeing people suffer, and a lot of people are suffering, and they don't need to suffer. It's just
Right.
heartbreaking. So, if I had to say what would be my message today, it's two. One is, as you see, Dr. Nissa is rather joyful. I tend to be pretty joyful, and I like to say, grab your pockets of joy. And I'm an advocate for that, of finding that joy or those positive emotions in the small things. Because they say for a lot of people, when their life starts flashing before them, that it's not these big things, it's these little moments and these small moments, and just hold on to them. Just recognize them and hold on to them. I
Right.
think that is extremely critical, especially in a time like this. And it's okay if you're not happy all the time. We talked about it. There are at least 10 positive emotions, all of which are not happy. So just hold on to some positive energy, and you don't have to have it all day long, but if you can have it quite a bit of the time, I'm sure it will increase your quality of life. The next thing I'd like to say, because we're starting to do the wrap up, is if you don't know me, let me tell you who I am real quick again. I'm Dr. Erica, Harvard trained, double board certified psychiatrist and integrated lifestyle coach. I am extremely passionate about helping people be better so they could do better and ultimately live better. I do that through my telepsychiatry, my books, and my speaking. I make mental health practical so that you can have that life that you were totally created for. And I have something super special tomorrow. Tomorrow, I have another one of my super friends on. So tomorrow, I have Dr. Lisa Herbert on. You're going to love her. We're going to be talking about authenticity, and you're going to just love it. She's her wheelhouse is being a physician leader, and she works with a lot of especially women physicians. But you would love her. You will totally love her. She always has great nuggets. So I'll be on tomorrow at 7. I hope to see you there. Have some new stuff coming up, so I'm excited to get that out to you. And as usual, I have a free ebook for you that I just finally scrolled. That's how I roll it today. It's the Overwhelm Blueprint Formula ebook. And you can go to overwhelmblueprint.com, overwhelmblueprint.com, get your free ebook. It has practical tips, practical exercises that you could do immediately to fight overwhelm, because people are just dealing with so much overwhelm. I'm about to get out of here. I know Dr. Nissa has plenty of stuff to do too. I want to tell you all, make sure you have your usual prescription to call at least one person and tell them that you love them. They will appreciate it. And I bet they'll tell you too. Who can't use a little bit more love? Have a great night. Bye-bye.